Hey guys, what's going on? It's Oshy. Got some Battlefield 3 on PC. We're on Serene Crossing, and I'm in a tank right now. I decided to come into this game, and I was all alone. I don't really have many people to play with on PC, aside for a real-life friend and a couple of subscribers when I really do live streams. So most of the time, I'm usually playing alone on PC, which kind of really sucks. I miss all you guys on Xbox for sure. Shoutouts to Mukula, Fernie, Teacup, all of them. I miss you guys so very much. I wish I had team or at least a squad to play with on a regular basis on PC. Yeah, so I'm in the tank, and this guy, I wanted to get a tank gameplay because I usually don't ever go on vehicles, but he jumped in first, and for a lot of the game he got most of the kills, and we were just controlling A and B and usually D. We'd usually go for D a lot, but it was a lot of us just driving around all around Serene Crossing and me not really getting a lot of kills. It was me mainly suppressing and repairing and him blowing the shit out of people, and I wouldn't really get much out of it. So I cut a lot of it out, and there is a lot of the gameplay of me. Usually if I spawn and I kill someone and I die instantly, I'll just cut that part out and I won't really include it. But you know, that happens to everybody. It's just not entertaining to watch, so I just cut it out of the gameplay. But just to let you guys know, it does happen to me. I am not really a pro player. I'm just mainly above average. But getting into the actual gameplay itself, I am using the PDWR. I used the what is it called, the AN94 at one point in this game when I felt like I was running into them more at long range and the PDWR was just not cutting it. But I love the PDWR on PC. I love the PDWR on PC. It is ridiculously good on PC, and it's a gun that a lot of you guys don't really see me using a lot, especially when I used to do gameplays on Xbox. I'd use a lot of the assault rifles. I mean, there just really wasn't a reason not to use the assault rifles, and I think that was before the patch hit where they nerfed a lot of the assault rifles, so now a lot of these submachine guns, a lot of these PDWs are really, you know, shining. But right here you see they spawned right behind me. Not only did that guy spawn right behind me, but his buddy spawned right behind me too. And you'll see later in this game where I spawn and again they spawn right behind me. And it's like they could have spawned where they spawned last time right behind me, and it made no sense. It's just ridiculous. And right here I go on an absolute fucking tear. Absolute tear. I was like, oh yeah, I'm posting this, oh yeah. And I was going like that, and I get a nice double revolver shot right there, and I was just feeling it. And I came around this corner and I shot the wrong guy. I should have came around that corner much more slowly, shot the first guy, then the second, reloaded, or possibly pulled out my revolver and shot the third guy in the crate. And that would have been an awesome clip. But today I wanted to talk about Aftermath. Of course, the DLC that's coming out in when's it coming out for PS3 on Premium? It's coming out on November 27th for Premium members. It's coming out on December 4th for Xbox 360 PC Premium members, December 11th for non-premium PS3 users, and December 18th for non-premium Xbox 360 PC users. What a fucking mess. Do you understand, guys, how much of a mess that is? That is so bad. It's really the PlayStation week early thing that really screwed everything up. It would just be, you know, a week before if you're a premium, whatever, if it was just premium and not that stupid PlayStation thing. But I guess PlayStation deserves it because they got a really shitty version of the game, but at the same time, so did Xbox. I mean, honestly, I guess there's positives and negatives of both, but at the same time, it's just like PS3 really got the shitty end of the deal. Of course, let's talk about Aftermath. So we have a new expansion coming out, and it's probably the most game-changing one to date. We're gonna get 4 new maps. We don't know how many new guns we can get, but we could probably expect 5. We're probably looking at the crossbow being that, you know, PDW type weapon that they're just adding, that just expands across all classes, but probably every class is probably going to get a new weapon. Of course, I don't know this exactly. If you guys want to focus on crossbow for a second, every single class can use the crossbow, and it does not take your primary or your secondary slot. I don't know exactly how it works, if it takes your med pack, if it takes your ammo box or your C4 or whatever it is, whatever you're using on whatever class. But there is 4 different types of ammo you can use with the Xbow, and it's kind of game-changing completely. Because this Xbow can be brought back into the other maps and the other modes and everything like that. And here's the thing, okay? With the crossbow, there is a motion sensing bolt, I guess you would call it, and there's also an explosive bolt. Now, up until this date, Recon didn't have any explosive capabilities except for a nade, and apparently this explosive bolt can do a lot of damage to vehicles. And of course, engineers can now have, you know, a recon ability, which is basically motion sensing, and all classes can have a crossbow without replacing their secondary or their primary. So I don't know, I think that's really going to be a big mess, and it's really going to change the game up and how people play, because I think a lot of stuff, like a lot of people are going to use that motion sensing one, and I'm already pissed off with a lot of the spotting things, especially in Medal of Honor with the fire team. I know I'm getting off topic, but Medal of Honor with the fire team, once you kill an enemy, his fire team buddy can see you completely highlighted. That's so stupid. That's so dumb. Even in Battlefield 3, when you can spot somebody and all of a sudden your entire enemy team, the entire enemy team can see you, why not just the entire enemy squad that spotted you can see you? Why does it have to be the whole enemy team? All 32 of them in a 64-player game? You're fucking screwed. You're dead. You have at least 10 people shooting at you. But getting back on target, there is going to be some new vehicles, of course. And as far as I know, they are just modified vehicles, and they have a different name. So they're called the Phoenix, the Barsuk, and the Rhino. And basically, it's just modified Humvee, a modified Russian Vodnik, and I believe a sort of van-looking kind of vehicle that looks like a civilian vehicle, except it's got like flak jackets taped to it or something, and it looks really cool. And I think you could shoot through the windshield and actually take the driver out, which is something new that I don't think you can do with the Humvee, but I think you could do with the Vodnik. I'm not too sure about that. Of course, there's going to be new modes. There's going to be Conquest and Rush, and of course the popular Gunmaster in the new maps. But there's also going to be a new mode called Scavenger, where you start off with a pistol and limited ammo, and you have to go running around looking for SMGs and stuff like that. And there'll also be the rare assault rifle running around, but there's also, you're always going to have to be running around looking for these weapons, because you never have enough ammo to really hold on to your, you know, your sacred AK or M16 or whatever it is. You never have you have like 2 clips, you know, you have like 2 or 3 clips, and then you gotta fucking replace it. So you're always gonna be running around. That it looks interesting. I don't know if it feels like Gunmaster, except you gotta move around more, which I don't know really how much the difference is between Scavenger and Gunmaster. But there will be Conquest and Rush in these new maps. There's 2 maps that we know to date. One's called, oh, let me get the names. One's called Epicenter, and one's called let me pronounce this, Merkaz Monolith. That's a really shitty name, but one looks like kind of like they called it a cross between Grand Bazaar and Serene Crossing, and it's kind of just all destroyed, and there's like big buildings and cranes, but you can't go in the buildings or anything like that. But they're saying that there's no extremes in the map design. Of course, Close Quarters had extremes when it came, you know, close quarters, and then Armored Kill was extreme by being huge and being vehicle based and everything like that. There's only going to be really Humvees or civilian vehicles in this game, on these maps I mean, and you know, it's not going to be huge maps. They said they're going to be back to Karkin size, which is kind of like what I liked. Out of all the expansions so far, the one expansion I liked the most was back to Karkin, and it's not because of the maps, I'm not as nostalgia fag, but it's the maps. I like the maps. They're really good. They're really focused on urban combat. I really like that. They said most of the maps are going to be pretty much destroyed, but there is going to be earthquakes going on while you're playing, which alarms went off in my head. Alarms went off fucking red alert. This is going to be a shitty time. This is going to be a shitty mechanic. And the reason why I said this is because it instantly brought back to me, and I know some of you might not know exactly what I'm talking about, and I know a lot of you probably will because you do watch YouTube commentators, but Black Ops on, I think it was the rocket map. I forget what it was called. It was Nuke something, or I forget what it was called, but basically at a certain point in the game, like 5 minutes into the game, a big fucking space rocket would lift off and shake the map for 30 seconds. Just shake the shit out of the map, and you'd still have to run around and shoot people. And it was horrible. Now they're saying that this is going to be a new mechanic in these maps, and we don't know exactly what it's like. I've seen gameplay of Armored Kill, by the way, multiplayer gameplay, and I might throw in some screenshots of that video or whatever into the gameplay of the vehicles that I saw and stuff like that, but I'm not going to post the video because I don't know if we're allowed to at all. And I don't want a copyright strike, and I don't want EA breathing down my neck. So maybe I'll link the video in the description. So check out the description, check out my Facebook, my Twitter, all that kind of stuff, and an article listing all the stuff that I just talked about on mpfirst.com. I hope you guys enjoyed the commentary. Please, 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 please look at the video that's in the bottom right corner about how to view my videos all the time, because this is a scheduled upload and I won't be in town for another 10 days-ish. I'm in Toronto right now visiting Jane, and I won't be back until the 5th. So check out that video if you want to know how to subscribe to all and see all my videos. I'll see you guys later. Peace.